Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Fine.
Okay, seems happy. All right, today we're gonna be talking about General Motors. Everybody already knows that, but for those of you who don't know what General Motors is, it's a company that makes vehicles. Today we're gonna be given the background. The financial situation will be given by our friend Fernando. The smart decisions and the competition will be given by me, Chris. The external factors and the financial news will be given by Danielle, or Daniel. And the supply and demand and the reputation among customers will be given by Sophie. And the conclusion will be given by Fernando. Without further ado, let's begin.
So General Motors is the company that designs, builds, and sells cars, trucks, and automobile parts across the world, and also provides automobile financial services through its company, General Motors Financial Company. And the company is divided on 4 segments, which are North America, Europe, international operations, and also South America. So this is the stock performance of the stock performance. I'm going to explain every point. So this is the symbol of the stocks, GM. This is the stock exchange. It is the most of the stocks are in the NYSE, the New York Stock Exchange. And the price, this is the price from the last week, and it is around $31.33 dollars. And this is the change. This shows you how the price is moving and also the percentage of that quantity. The volume is the quantity of the shares that are being trading in that day, and it reflects. It is reflected here in this chart. And as you can see, the volume is actually high. That means that the company is not really volatile, which it is something good to investors to know, because now you can see that if you invest in this company, you will not be affected by the changes. I mean, not affected as a company which has a high volatile percentage. These are the prices, the highest and the lowest price in a year. And this is the market cap. The market cap is the value of the firm. It is calculated by the share outstanding times the price. And this is the rolling earnings per share. This shows how much money you are going to gain for any stocks before the EBITDA. And this is the PE ratio. It is the price earnings that is calculated, divided the earnings of the price over the earnings. And these are the shares standard. This is all the total shares that are in the market. And this is an overview of the price that I will explain after the market behavior. I know this is not really appealing for you unless you are an accountant, but that's why I'm going to only highlight certain points like this: the total net sales review and revenue. Sorry, it shows you how much is selling GM, and as you can see, the quantities are really stable. The change is not really drastic changes, and that leads us to the basic earnings per common share. So this is what the stockholders are gaining by one single share before the EBITDA. And as you can see, from 2011 to 12, to 14, sorry, there's been a decreasing in the earnings per share, but in 2015 it recovered. And if you remember in the last slide, we can see that now this is still increasing with 8.74 earnings per share. That means that the company is doing well this 2 years. And you may be wondering why are increasing the earnings per share if the total net sales and revenue is decreasing. And that's why, because the assets are increasing, and this is in a considerable quantity. And if the total assets increase, that means that the company has a bigger value, and that's why the earnings per share are also increasing. And also the total equity, that is also known as capital. If the capital is increasing, that means that the company has much more money, and that leads us to more dividends to the stockholders. That is the market behavior of the company. This is the overview that I was telling before. So this is how the price is moving in the market. I took this from investing.com, and the price is 31.48, and this is from 2 days ago, I believe that. And so as you can see, the price is really stable. And that's because of the volume of the shares. If the volume is high, that means that there is no really volatile, so the risk is lower. And this is the same overview, but with candlestick patterns. This shows the prices of how it opens and how it closes, and also if there is a lot of changes. This little tail that you see here shows you if the price increase or decrease even more after the close of the market. And as you can see, the price is still the same, 31.48, and the volume is the same. So I'm going to explain later another chart with the competitors, but now I will give it to Chris that is going to explain you the company section.
Hello everybody again. Alright, so I know that y'all really don't like hearing about all the numbers, all the information and stuff like that, so I'm just gonna make it easier for you to understand. I'm gonna talk to you about the smart decisions they've given and other things that they've implemented into their jobs. Alright, smart decisions. Who all here has a GMC or a Chevy vehicle?
No.
Nobody? Well, GMC vehicles and, Ford's Sentra. But the smart decisions, I'm gonna talk about this. Does anybody know what OnStar is? No. Okay. OnStar is like a satellite communications device that you can use to communicate with people from other parts of the world, and it's like customer service. You click on the little blue button that says on and that little star. You click on that button, and with that button, you're able to talk to customer service, and you can ask them, hello, I need instructions to go to, we're going to Dallas. And they tell you, okay, so you're gonna go here, here, here. They'll give you directions, or they can actually, now on the newer vehicles and on your smartphone, they can now send you the address on Google Maps, and you can immediately just look on your phone and you already have it, so everywhere you go, it's already on your phone or on your vehicle. They implemented a app now where with your app you can turn on your car, you can turn on your music, you can change the controls on your vehicle, you can do so many things with a smartphone device and the app. So it's really helpful, and that's a smart decision that they've made because not everybody has that available. I know that Land Rover has them, Range Rover has them also. Ford has it too, so they've decided to use this and they've been able to increase their sales with it. Smart decisions on the vehicles, they have Apple Play and Android Play. Does anybody know what Apple CarPlay is? No? It's something to make, GM created this Apple Play, CarPlay, and Android Play. With those two, they give you the ability to connect your phone straight to your vehicle that has a display screen at about 3 inches long and 3 inches high. It gives you the opportunity to view your apps straight from your car. Like it is right here. That's the Apple and that's the Android. Android shows you what's on your home screen, what's on everything on your phone. It shows you the messages, calls, everything. Makes it easier for you so that when you're driving, you don't end up dying or hurt yourself. And this is what I meant by the OnStar radio. OnStar, they give you the directions straight right here, and it shows you your maps. So you don't really have to buy the most equipped vehicle. It comes with standard on your vehicles now. It has NSYNC 3. That's the name of the radio, and it comes with OnStar. Every month you can pay a few dollars, or you can pay for yearly, which is around $120 for a year, and it gives you services to everything. GM's new line of cars. This is the Chevy Bolt EV. The Chevy Bolt EV will be now compromised of just using electric batteries, just like the Tesla car, but it's gonna be a lot more cheaper. But this is something also that affects the GM's line, because if they're gonna be selling it for 30,000, then the parts that they have to make in here is gonna be a lot more expensive. So they're actually gonna be spending more money to be selling this kind of vehicle. Like, you see the interior here is white with black, and you can't really see anything else. It's just plain. It looks cool, futuristic, but they're gonna be spending a lot more money trying to make this for the customers than how much they're gonna be selling it for. So the competition. Okay, anybody know? Does anybody know what GM's competition is?
Like other car manufacturers.
For example,
Ford.
there you go.
Volkswagen.
All those other manufacturers are competitors towards GM. So I found this picture that says, if you want your family, friends, and neighbors to know what you believe in, what you build, you need to drive the message home. What that means is that if you want to show people that your vehicle is awesome, drive around the place and let them see your vehicle. Because how many of y'all can say that the GMC Denali, it looks really nice? It's sorry, I'm a car enthusiast. It's the really nice pickup trucks. The GMC, the Chevrolet, they have really nice trucks. So they want customers to experience the full luxury of having a luxury vehicle, with it being not so expensive compared to the Land Rover, Range Rover that go over $50,000 or $60,000. The competition is Ford. It believes that it should reduce the number of brands. Just like Ford is just one brand. They just focus on Ford. GM, on the other hand, has many different vehicles in their market lineup. So it's a good idea to have a lot of market lineups, but it's very difficult to to make sure that you're selling the exact amount of cars that you're supposed to be selling every month. Because GMC or Chevrolet could be selling this amount, but let's say like Land Rover or Range Rover could be selling a little bit less. It's going to be difficult for you to understand, or for you to know how much a company needs to sell in order for it to be equalized. The competition, as you can see, this is the new Ford Focus RS from Ford. This is a very luxury vehicle that's retailed around $35,000 and up, and this is Chevy's or GM's competition. This car, like I said on here, is gonna be around $30,000, while this is $35,000. They're trying to make it look nice, luxurious, and not much gas consumption. This retails for around $35,000. So it's a pretty nice car, but I'd rather go with Ford. I like Ford, but I don't know. Alright, the competitors' sales and prices. GM has increased its retail sales from around 12.5% due to their sales of OnStar, due to their new vehicles coming out in this late 2016 and late 2017. They always come up with a brand new, like the brand new Camaro. Has anybody seen them? No one's seen any of the nice cars. I need to go to Dallas.
What is this one?
Yeah, I need to go to Dallas. Well, they brought out their new Camaro. They brought out the new Denali. They brought out the Chevy Bolt EV that's about to come out in late 2017, 2016. So that's what's been helping them grow. Ford posted a total sales gain of 23.3%. That's because of the new Shelby GT350. That's because of the Ford Focus RS. That's because they've been able to bring out a lot more cars. So they're actually winning and beating GM right now. Fiat and Chrysler Automobiles Toyota, Honda, they've been able to increase their sales also because their vehicles now spend less gas, and that's what consumers want now. Because who wants to pay? I don't know how much I'll pay here, but y'all probably pay around 600, 700 pesos for a full tank of gas, maybe. Depends on if you got a V6 or a V8. In US, you pay like around 20 bucks, so that's like 400 maybe. I'd rather save money. Like I said, GM tends to be a little bit more expensive, but with it being a little bit more expensive, you get to experience more luxury. So that's one of the things I like the most. And that's one of the things that also helps out GM than Ford, because Ford's mostly plastic all around the vehicle. So, and GM provides airbags that whenever you're in a crash, it pushes you to the middle, so that way you don't end up in a fatality. Alright, this is the competitive profile matrix. This is gonna show you the global expansion. It's for Ford, it's 0.22, GM's 33, Chrysler's 22, and Toyota's 33. Right now we can see that General Motors is tied with Toyota right now. The weight score, that's how much right now, that's how much they're growing percentage-wise compared to the other competitors. Right here you can also see the financial position, 36, 27, 27, 27. Right now GM's ahead. This was actually taken last year. The US market share was 0.6, 0.45, 0.3, 0.30, so GM's doing pretty good right now. The hybrid fuel vehicles, that's how much vehicles they've been able to bring out at their market with very low fuel consumption. So as we can see, it's 0.28, 0.42, 0.28, 0.28. 0.42, it's very, very high, so that means Ford's winning right now. They have a lot of vehicles that are saving a lot of gas. And comparison. And I'll hand it over to Fernando.
Now this is the chart that I was showing before. It is a chart that shows you the competition. And let's do this. Luis Fernando,
Yeah.
you are the number one on MarketWatch. Not that I'm jealous of. Could you tell me in which company would you invest?
Right now,
Yeah, right now.
anyone.
No, I mean
No,
of those three.
no, sorry, no one.
Oh, from here?
Yeah, from here we
Ah,
have
no,
GM,
Alright, you
Toyota,
really
and
need
Ford.
to tell us because,
well.
what's the red?
This red is Toyota,
Uh-huh.
this green is Ford, and this blue is GM.
The one at the bottom. I don't know which
green?
chart, what I will invest
The-
in the bottom, the one.
the green one.
Red,
green
green, or
one.
blue?
I don't very well, but the one at the bottom.
The green one.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I think that by tendency, they will go up in a certain way, and maybe I will gain by investing that.
Are you sure about that?
No, I'm not sure, but I will.
Okay. Adrian, you're number 2, right? In which you will invest.
I would invest in the green one too.
The green one.
Yes.
So because you're expecting to buy in the lowest price. Well, this is not the case because this is an economic growth chart. So this chart is telling us is the economic growth of the company. So this is showing that General Motors is decreasing in a lowest percentage that is doing Ford and Toyota. So they are decreasing even more than what is doing General Motors. So that means that General Motors is more stable than these other two. I know what you're saying, and it's true. If this is about the price, you will invest in the lowest one, expecting to grow. The thing is that these companies are not growing since February. So this is a risk. That's a risky invest, but that's true. So I give you the virtual point. And could anyone tell me why Toyota has this number? These are the price. General Motors is 31, Ford is 11, and Toyota is a lot. Does anyone could tell me why? No one? Well, that's because Toyota is on the Shanghai stock market, stock exchange, sorry. So that means that this quantity is on yens, not in dollars.
Okay.
And that is why this number is a lot of yens. So that's only, so by now we can tell that the more stable one is General Motors, but we aren't sure about that because there are other things that we have to consider. And that other things are the external factors, and that is why my Daniel is going to explain us.
But at the end, like the rest
Well, good afternoon, class. Now I'm going to explain some of the external factors that actually affects General Motors. There's two I found interesting, external factors. So, please. Yeah. Well, the external competition on electric and self-driving cars, which Chris already mentioned some of that. This is related to new technology applications. So this which have an impact on companies' decisions and strategies. So if you have management, you might know that technology is an external force in every company. So well, this is an example. Electric vehicles should be an area of robust competition over the coming years. So these represent new assets to General Motors and consequently substantial profits. So General Motors are expanding their electric vehicles options in order to gain market share against its competitors, Ford, Daimler, Tesla Motors, and even Google. Yeah, well, coming soon, we pay attention on this word, I will say. General Motors and Lyft Company will be testing a fleet of self-driving Chevrolet Bolt electric taxis on public roads. And I said would instead of will because I just recently know, like 3 days ago, that Lyft resigned to this project and General Motors now is looking for Uber, which is one of the stronger competitor of Lyft. So, no. Yeah. So this plan will rely on technology acquired by General Motors. So in the next year, you and I will travel on self-driving taxis. So it will be nice. Well, another external factor I found interesting is gas prices affects General Motors sales, and not only General Motors but also another automotive manufacturers. So General Motors auto sales have been on a steady increase, while the gasoline price has been decreasing since 2014. So companies have been posting record monthly sales over the past years, but what specifically has been leading the way? Well, trucks and SUV. So for that reason, people, they are now buying expensive truck and SUV instead of economical cars and efficient cars. So I have proof to demonstrate this fact. In 2015, General Motors have increased SUV and trucks sales by 16%, and also have decreased by 14% in economical and efficient cars. So if you take a look at the table, which compares the brands that General Motors have, which is Chevrolet, GMC, Buick, and Cadillac, versus the truck and SUV gains in 2016 in this year. So in this year, General Motors report strong gains in Chevrolet unit, 8% up on last year results. If you take a look at GMC, the trucks and SUV were up 13%, the Buick were up 9%, and Cadillac were up to 12%. So, next. Now I'm going to talk about a financial news which is related to the facts I just mentioned. Oh yeah, I forgot to say this. If you see, there's a correlation between cheap prices on gasoline and American auto purchasing habits. So, well, even though I told you the factor that caused this profit, I have another factor, which is Ford. So Ford bet or thought in a moment during the past decade that gas prices would be high, so they cut back they cut back on its large SUV products. So this allows GM capture more than 70% of the lucrative segment in the United States. So overall, the net income doubled to $2.8 billion or $1.76 per share, beating the analyst average estimate of $1.45 per share. So now we'll continue with Sophia and her supply and demand models. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. I'm going to talk about supply and demand and about the reputation among customers of General Motors. So, we think the industry is well positioned for a continued high level of customer demand into the foreseeable future, said the chief economist of General Motors. I will introduce you to the company's demand with this graph. If you can see, this graph represents the vehicle sales of General Motors, including joint ventures. These are in millions, and if you can see, the color orange is 2015 and the color blue is 2014. So this graph is divided in areas such as South America, international operations, Europe, and North America. South America and Europe, these areas decrease, the sales decrease in these areas, but in the other ones they increase. So as a conclusion, we can see worldwide and the sales, we can analyze and we can conclude that they were better by 2015. Then I will talk to you about the model's demand. The mid-size trucks have been in high demand. These are the Colorado, which is this one, and the Canyon, it is its GMC Civic. And the company has sold the company sold 114,507 models in the United States last year. And these models compete with the Toyota's popular Tacoma pickup, but this demand was exceptionally brisk. But these sales are dwarfed by those of the full-size trucks, which are in higher demand. These are the Chevy Silverado and the GMC Sierra. They together often sell over 60,000 a month.
Those are the vehicles I was talking about.
Yes,
Pickups.
here you can see them. Now, talking about the company supply, boosting production of the pair hasn't been simple. This factory is very busy because it produces full-size vans as well. For example, they produced 85,000 last year. So they are really trying to build as many trucks as they can without sacrificing quality. But any increase in supplies is likely to be warmly received by any dealers. That's all I have to say about supply and demand. Let me move on to the reputation among customers. In 2014, the company failed to protect consumers, and the company was under fire over a faulty ignition switch, which connected to 31 accidents and 13 deaths. 2.6 million vehicles were sold with this potentially lethal ignition switch fault, and it seems that executives may have been aware of these defective parts and they did nothing about it. So therefore General Motors operating loss totaled $535 million in the quarter compared to a $1 billion operating profit the year before. The company also incurred a $1.3 billion charge due to this problem. However, the CEO, Mary Barra, thought that social media could play a major role to regain the trust and confidence of customers. In fact, she pointed out that every chance to connect with customers is an opportunity to build a stronger relationship. They are really trying to rewrite its legacy as one of the most reputable automakers in the United States. However, this is an enormous task because the company produces vehicles in 37 countries worldwide across 13 different brands. But an advantage that they have is that there are 500 employees whose job is to engage with the customer across 400 social media channels from Twitter and Facebook to specialist forums for motoring enthusiasts. And in the United States alone, they operate 20 different Facebook pages, so they really believe in a global social media strategy because they are really committed to sell vehicles without any defective parts. They don't want to risk their reputation again, so they really learn from their failure. So that's all I have to say about the reputation among their customers. And let me now recap. We have now talked about the background of the company, the company's actions, its smart decisions, its competition, also about external factors and supply and demand and the reputation among customers. Let's move on to the conclusion first.
Well, to the conclusion, I added another chart because who doesn't love charts? Well, besides Frida. And this chart shows what I was telling before about the economical growth. So Luis and Adrian told us that they will invest in Ford because they expect to buy at the lowest price. Well, in that case, you will see that this point, well, first there are two lines here that show you the floor of the tendency, the roof of the tendency. If the stock gets to this to the floor of the tendency, it means that it's at their lowest price. So you want to buy it here and expect it to grow. The thing is that economic growth is not that well. So what happens? It breaks. Here you can see how Ford was at the lowest and continues decreasing. So you will lose your money. On the other side, General Motors is being stable in these past weeks, days after all that is going on here. As you know, the elections, the Janet Yellen being pressured to increase the rates of the Fed because of the FBI investigations, because of crude oil, because of all these factors. Even though those factors, General Motors is being stable. So what I suggest is that you can invest in General Motors if you want to diversify your portfolio. That means that you want to buy General Motors to have something stable, something that will give you profit, and then you can also invest in something that is so volatile that will make you lose more money or increase your profits. So that's my opinion, and also this is a technical summary that tells you if you want to buy, what suggests you, if you want to buy or sell the stocks, and tells you in what time you should buy it or you should sell it. So it allows that in 5 minutes or 15 minutes there is a strong buy of the share because they know that it's stable and they start to buy it. But hourly and daily, because they know there is increasing, if they invest a lot of money in this share in this stock, they will gain a lot of money. So that's why they sell them. And monthly, they also buy it because in a long time this will give you more profits. And that's my opinion. So also, if you want to add something else.
I agree with you.
In my opinion, I learned a little bit about analyzing a company because in Market Watch I was investing with my guts, following my guts, but now I can see how we can look at it, external factors, competition. So I found it useful.
all in all, if y'all would like to invest in GM, go ahead. They're gonna be coming out with new vehicles. It's gonna make the growth, their sales. It's gonna make everything go higher. If you want to, go ahead. I might do it just for the long term use. You know, you never know what could happen in the long run. But also try to go for Ford.
Yes, I will conclude the same as an advice. You should invest in General Motor and wait for a long-term profit. So you know now the new releases that we're seeing in the future about the electric vehicles.
So guys, if you have any questions, you can.
Because I bought shares in General Motors and I lost more than $2,000.
Well, thank you.
And I was with it like 2 weeks because I was expecting it to increase. But no.
Well, I'm just gonna tell that these are advices. This is not exact. We've been through.
The long term is
Thank
about
you,
5 years.
No, I mean the thing is that you are not all. It is losing because I show you the economic growth. I showed you the economic growth. I mean, it is losing money, but compared to the competitors, if you want to invest in the automotive sector, you may want to bet for this one. I'm not saying that it will give you profit right now, because it is. But well, here we can see it is decreasing in an economic growth, but it's decreasing less than it is for Toyota or every one of the automotive sector. So that's maybe what you are losing money or gaining, but if you will invest in Ford, you will be losing more money.
Yeah,
Back to the last slide.
and also the long term invest is like 5 years or something like that.
Technical summary, is that Market Watch?
No, that is from investing. The page I will explain this in the Market Watch presentation. This is a strategy that I am using from this page.
The one at the beginning?
Yes, here, investing.com.
Great.
But it's not exactly. It's just advising you if you want to or not. So it's not exact.
And it might be biased.
Yeah, it might be buying. It's just showing you what.
Bias.
Man?
It might be biased,
Bias.
right?
Right.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.